Well, Cheryl said she didn't get your pictures yet. Yeah.
I hope I sent it to her.
Lavender Street here.
Maybe she tried her lavender LAVENDAR
Street, yeah.
street.
Yeah. On Gmail.
Is that did I spell it wrong?
To the E, yeah.
Better send it to somebody
Yeah,
else.
yeah. Hopefully that makes sense, yeah.
Okay. See if I can.
Yeah.
That's why they come.
Lavender,
Right?
Street, ST. Yeah, Gmail.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, LAV,
DER.
yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Good to see you. It was so nice getting to meet him. We don't know each other. instead of a simple little box.
Let me talk about
Make sure you can see yourself. Okay.
Happy Saturday, and welcome, warm welcome to Sound Online and to Sound in the Space. My name is Nana, and together with Nina, is Nina in here? Oh, Nina, we will be your events managers for the day, meaning if there are any questions about anything, just find me or Nina. And I also want to thank all the volunteers that have made this event possible. Those online, those here, those who were here yesterday, and those who will be here tomorrow. So before I introduce Bante, I want to go through some basic logistics. So for starters, absolutely no drinks in the hall. Of course, we get thirsty, and so the request would be to keep your drinks outside the hall. And no shoes in the hall either. Secondly, today parking is available behind this hall and above the UFM parking lot, but that changes tomorrow. Absolutely no parking in the UFM parking lot. I know lot 41 is permanently closed, so you might want to use lot 40 or street parking.
Where is 40?
7 minutes away. Does anybody know where the cross streets are? Or you could just do a simple search.
There's
There's
a map on the website.
There's a map on the website. Thank you very much. Yes. It's apparently a 7-minute walk on a beautiful day. It's a pleasure to be here with you today, focused on the theme of the retreat, which is urgency, renunciation, and refuge in the Dharma. And it's my distinct pleasure to introduce Bhante Pana. But before I do, I want to go through kind of what you could expect the general schedule of the day to feel like. So in a few minutes, after I introduce Bhante, there will be a sit until about 9:30-ish Pacific time. After which, Bhante will give his first talk. There will be an opportunity for Q&A. This will all be between 9:30 to 10:30, give or take. After that, between 10:30 to 11, there will be an opportunity for walking in the North Hall, in the hallways, and around the property. That will be from 10:30 to 11, with a short break in between then. And then the final talk of the morning will be from 11 a.m. until noon, when we break for lunch, from 12 to 1, most likely in the North Hall or wherever you choose to spend your lunch hour. And we'll reconvene here at 1 p.m., starting off with a sit, and then a talk at 1:30, from 1:30 until 2:30 p.m., after which there will be a short walk from 2:30 p.m. until 3 p.m., and then the final talk at 3:30 p.m. with opportunities for Q&A. And all things being equal, we should end the second day on or around 4:30 p.m. Any questions about the schedule or anything else before I introduce Bante? Yes. Tea. What about tea?
That there's available hot water and tea available.
Thank you, Nina. Nina's just reminded me there's hot water and tea available in the mall hall and the kitchen. Yes? Is that right?
And microwave.
And the microwave. Okay. Is there anything else, Suze?
Just turn the video on.
So, Bhante Pana's journey began in the inner cities of America, including Seattle. And his journey has taken him and took him to Arabia, to various parts of Africa and Asia. And for 18 years, he studied and taught as both a Sunni and Shia Muslim student before adopting the Bodhisattva path. This is key. He is the first foreigner and first aboriginal American to be ordained at Angkor Wat, a significant site in Khmer Buddhist tradition. This unique event was recorded in photos and videos, and all things being equal, we'll have the opportunity to see some of them in the course of the day. He initially spent 7 years in Thailand practicing meditation and developing his monastic training with the Dharma order. Later, he traveled to Taiwan, where he formally took up the Bodhisattva vows, committed to a life dedicated to service and spiritual development, committed to a life of boundless service and spiritual liberation for all beings. I should also mention that Bhante is pretty active on social media, so you can find their profiles on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. With that said, and Twitter will be at some point today, so she'll have some additional comments, but I'd like to turn it over. Bhante.
Okay. Namo Bang Shu Te Ka Muni Fa, Namo Bang Shu Te Ka Muni Fa, Namo Bang Shu Te Ka Muni Fa. I start off today by paying homage to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, the Arahant, Bodhisattva, and saying hello and hi to everyone here. I'm thankful that you guys have came to share your free time with me here. And I hope that whatever I have experienced, it will be something that will help us move and go closer towards liberation of self, or an idea of self that leads us to the end of suffering. And it's an awesome day to be able to share with all of us here. Some of us who are here from last night and some new faces. So hi guys, it's very, I'm happy to be back home again. I am a native of Seattle. My whole family is a native of Seattle. And I love the trees, pine trees. And so we will start off with some light meditation. So please sit in a comfortable fashion and manner. And don't forget to breathe calmly. Don't force the breath. Don't hold it back. We're calm and abiding. Sitting in meditation, calm abiding. To be happy. To share your love with yourself, your neighbor, the person in front of you, the person in the back of you. And just radiate that happiness that we are here together, where we could be doing something else and we sacrificed our time not to, so we can warmth in each other's hearts and minds together. With that being said, we'll go ahead and start the meditation after the 3 bells. Hey everybody online, I didn't forget you. I see you guys on there. Some of you were here last night. Blessed love. And we shall start after the 3rd bell. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Namo Bangsu Tekka. be shared with all beings everywhere. May this discipline and all sentient beings fully realize the potential and the path to the Buddhahood. May the steps that we take be with good deeds that we make. The ground is hard and the water is very deep. May this merit be what will not make us weep. Sadhu, Amitaho, Asilaha. And don't forget to share and radiate that love, that moment of peace with everybody in the room. There's a lot of things that we could be doing, but we're not. And today we're here to share with each other, be with each other in oneness. We're here today to learn and share with each other and be what sometimes I feel the world does not want us to be. So we are the lucky few. Don't forget to take that moment and share that as soon as we leave this place. Don't think that meditation stops just because there was a bell in a badly chanted prayer. Don't forget to take that and be on your way and share it with the people outside, because they really need it. They really, really need your light, your love, your compassion, your kindness. Yesterday we were talking about a topic, which is urgency in applying the Dharma. What we know of the Dharma. Does it mean you need to be a scholar? Does it mean you need to be a meditation master? But, what you know from the Dharma, to apply it now, because there is something that we are consumed by, is this idea of time, that we have time. No, time has you. Time has us, we don't have time. We spoke about the urgency to apply the practice at the moment and don't procrastinate. How our health and our situations and our distractions make us feel that we have all the time in the world. They make us feel that we sometimes are even invincible, which is a big misunderstanding. And time kind of works with this false temporary idea of happiness that we kind of indulge in from time to time. You ever notice when you feel happy, you kind of let the Trojan horse ride into your citadel because you're happy, and then you regret it later? It's happened to me many times. I feel ecstatically happy, and I don't check the things that I'm thinking about, speaking about, what I'm acting about. So today we're going to talk again, but this time following yesterday's talk, we will talk about the idea of renunciation. And what is that? What does that mean for us to be renunciants? And does renunciation just mean I need to take my things and throw them out the window? You see a lot of people inside the monasteries, at least inside, I live in Asia at the moment, the new, freshly monks and nuns, they tell about how they took all their money, they took all their things, and they gave it all away. And then they regret it later. Okay, when you're supposed to renunciate, you're supposed to renunciate in a way that doesn't make you feel regret. Because it's going to destroy your practice later on. Because you're going to sit there and ruminate about, why did I give that away when I could have been using it now? So renunciation does take a level of wisdom. Renunciation does take a level of practice. Renunciation doesn't start by giving away your materials. It starts by making space in your mind and understanding its importance inside your heart And is it something, when I am practicing the art of renunciation, is it something that is causing me negative karma? Is it causing me something that is move me closer towards positive karma? Doesn't mean you're not allowed to have things. It means you're not supposed to be attached to these things that are causing you to be greedy, causing you to feel arrogant, causing you to feel better than somebody else, causing you to feel that I cannot live without this object. You sit and meditate, and have you noticed that sometimes you sit and meditate, and before the meditation starts, I gotta get my beads, I gotta get my robe, I gotta light the incense, gotta put the cat away, gotta do this, gotta do that, gotta do this. And by the time you sit down in meditation, we're just passed out. You burnt up all your energy on those things that control you. You would actually think that those things that you have are helping your life, they've imprisoned you now. So the real idea of renunciation is not just about things, it's about not being controlled, conflicted about the things when they're not present. Just like anything else in life, we have to make space for it, make time for it. You have to kind of sit there and mentally gear yourself and prepare for it. Happened to me. Sitting in meditation and everything's going good for 5 minutes, and then I start having visions of things that, oh, you know what? I forgot to do this and I forgot to do that. Well, how am I supposed to get to these levels of meditative bliss if I'm always thinking about something else that I can add to the confusion? How many pairs of socks do we need? My grandma gets me a lot of socks. So it isn't just about letting go of sensual pleasures and desires. It's letting go of the things that our heart is palpitating over, constantly beating over, that don't really serve you your greater purpose. Letting go of sense pleasures and ego-driven habits to develop deep peace and concentration. We know that concentration is the pinnacle of the meditative practice. Samatha. It is called samatha. We're supposed to be delighting in peace and tranquility. But as you can see, because of our misconception, wrong view, we kind of push those things away. It's really easy that we push them away. We're supposed to be straightforward and ongoing with the space that we have made for tranquility and peace in our life, and making it bigger, not just forward, left, right, center, below, and above, and behind. But everything we keep accepting into our lives that has small purpose, it takes and eats away from our space of tranquility. Do you know that the more space and peace that we open up our life is a peace we could share with somebody else? We could take that and give that to somebody else. That's more fulfilling. That is more in the line of long-lasting happiness, not temporary happiness. I get one bead, I get tired of that, I want to buy another one. And after I get tired of that, I want to buy another one. But it's more fulfilling, it's more happiness, it's more tranquil, it's more in lines with liberation, knowing that I made one person happy and they spread it to somebody else and they spread it to somebody else. Now that is fulfillment. That feels good. It feels better than being greedy. It feels better than getting a second, third, fourth, fifth car. That feels better than the third burrito that I ate last night. We all have our vices, but we can do better because we are people that strive to do better. We wouldn't even be here now. We would not be here right now. The Bodhisattva path or practice is a renunciate, not just external pleasure, but also self-centered liberation, choosing instead to work for the enlightenment of all beings, not just human to human contact. We are choosing this path to help all beings, all sentient beings, whether they be the forest, a tree, an ant, it doesn't matter. We're choosing this path to help everyone. Knowing our place inside nature, knowing our place inside the environment. We chose to live a life of obtaining happiness so other beings can be happy, so they can radiate and we can radiate the same love that they give us. I once heard a quote that said, radiate your love or boundless happiness just like a tree gives shade to the man that has an axe that is sworn to cut it down. I don't know about you, but that made a lot of sense. It made a big impression on me. There was a Dhammapada verse, which I really love, and if some of you who are unfamiliar with the Dhammapada, it is a book that is talking about the Buddha's parables. It is written like a poetic form. It is might be one of the most popular books, but it's something that inspired my life. You can actually pocket carry this book called the Dhammapada for some of you who are maybe not familiar with it, but there's a verse 290 that says, if by giving up a lesser happiness one may behold a greater happiness, let the wise person give up the lesser, having seen the greater. And we also spoke about that yesterday, about acknowledging and realizing between good and what is better, and between bad and worse. We know between good and bad. We know which one we're supposed to pick. We're supposed to go towards what is wholesome, what is good, not what is unjust and unright. That's easy we can understand that. But we spoke about yesterday, again reiterating the point that going through what is good and better is very difficult. Picking between what is worse, what is bad and worse is very difficult. Let me see here. Let's see what's going on today. Now, at the heart of human suffering is a restless mind, always concocting ideas, thinking that you need to think about these ideas, when you don't. Your mind is like a TV show. It's like, remember we sit there with the clicker on grandma's couch, clicking the channel? That's exactly what the mind does to you. You don't have to indulge in these thoughts. If you get rid of one, another one comes. You get rid of that one, another one comes. Another one, another one. Until you participate and latch onto that idea and think that it's going to entertain you and bring you somewhere. If you're going to be using your brain, because it's always going to, that's its function, is to be thinking and throwing out ideas. If you're going to think about something, think about something that is going to project you and put you in a place that is alleviating the pain, is going to put you in a mindset that is going to bring you closer to liberation and the ending of the sufferings that we have. We can do better by understanding the functions of this mind that we have that is constantly craving for some type of attention. Mentally throwing temper tantrums just because you don't want to think about an idea. I've had it many times sitting in meditation when I sit there and I'm watching the Muppet Show and all these ideas come. And when you stop clinging to them, when you stop paying attention to them, what does the mind do? It says, you don't want to pay attention to me? I'm going to put you to sleep. It's exactly what it says. You don't want to listen to me? I'm going to hit the kill switch and put you to sleep. So if you are going to be using your thoughts, if you are going to be using your mind, which is not a bad thing, think of something that is going to bring you closer to happiness and start to subtract. What I used to do was I would think about myself in a place. For example, I think about a temple. After I thought about myself inside of the temple, what am I doing there? What am I wearing? Where am I sitting at? Start to get yourself and start to subtract. If I'm sitting, how am I sitting? Am I sitting in front of the Buddha? Am I sitting at the waterfall? Am I sitting in the river? Then I start to go deeper more. What color am I wearing? Can I smell the flowers? Is there anybody near me? And start to keep going until you're just finally sitting there. You're sitting at this place and everything else kind of goes away and you'll go deeper inside your meditation. You go deeper in your meditation, your awareness, and your concentration becomes stronger. So I like to use the art of subtraction. Let me talk about the endless cycle of craving, which we call tanha. Okay, the endless cycle of craving, which we call tanha, this restless pursuit is explained through the Pali language, which is tanha or chanda. Chanda is the desireful craving. Sensory, especially for sensory pleasures. Those things that corrupt men from all traditions, from all spiritual traditions. Abrahamic faith all the way down. There's a Dhammapada verse that I thought was really interesting. It says, not by a shower of gold coins does contentment rise in such sensual pleasures. Of little sweetness and painful are sensual pleasures. The wise ones understand this. Now, what does wise one mean inside this verse? It doesn't mean somebody who knows something from a book. People always misunderstand what wisdom really truly means. It doesn't mean somebody who memorized lexicons or memorized Encyclopedia Britannica or whatever book word. That's a person who knows something. It's not a person who's wise. It doesn't mean that you're not supposed to read. It doesn't mean you're not supposed to, be brushed up on information. But wisdom is the art how to detach and break free from the cycle of suffering, the repeated cycle of suffering that makes your karma go downwards. The purpose of our path is to liberate, not to just feel good in our meditation. If you want to just feel good, go to a baseball game. You want to just feel good, go to an amusement park. Meditation is stronger, it is deeper than just feeling something. There's a lot of people outside right now feeling things that are probably not good for them, but that doesn't mean they're meditating. The purpose of our meditation is to break free from these ideas and concepts that don't serve our purpose anymore. We're supposed to be the light in the world. Not just feel it, you're gonna be that light. Bring the Buddha outside of you. You all have it, I have it, you have it. Bring the Buddha out so therefore people can have something to look forward to. We also spoke yesterday about titles. And a lot of us get stuck on titles and forget about the message. The Lord Buddha never said, because I didn't say it, it is not Dharma. Never said that. Truth will always be truth. Period. So whatever message it is that is aligned with the Four Noble Truths, the Eightfold Path, that this is something that we can attest to. Whatever, what book it comes from, whatever, it doesn't matter. We're not clinging to this concept of a title. A door doesn't know it's a door. A dog doesn't know it's a dog. It just is. We're the ones who give it these funny little goofy names. There's something that is in line with what we're talking about from another spiritual path. Ecclesiastes is talking about the art of renunciation. It says, I denied myself nothing. My eyes desired. I refused my heart no pleasure. My heart took delight in all my labor. Yet when I surveyed all that my hands had done, everything was meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Chasing after the wind. A lot of us chase after the wind. I chase the wind. I'm guilty of that too. Thinking that these titles, these jobs, these things are going to save you from mental rot. No, they don't. You have to prepare yourself to get rid of these things that don't really mean much when I talk about liberating from these ideas in this ego world. If you want to practice this further, you want to apply this further, all you need to go is get a tent and go camping out in the woods that aren't far here and start to hear them coyotes. Coyotes and a couple ruffling in the bushes, and you'll really start to realize, wait a minute, my degree is not going to help me from this little hungry animal in the bushes. It is not going to help me from that. It is very important that we use the means that we have to humble ourselves, to realize that our purpose on this world is not to indulge. Our purpose in this realm of existence is not to indulge, but to utilize the skills we have to help our neighbor. Now, it doesn't mean to be foolish. Doesn't mean to go help somebody and he comes around and harms us. You do have to have wisdom in what you're doing. You do have to have a little bit of tact and skill. But it does mean we don't sit there and indulge and play in this world like we're going to live forever. We have to refuse and renunciate the ideas that are causing us to suffer. Renunciate the ideas that cause us to fail. Breaking free from the cycle of distraction and materialism. I noticed that in the first part of my development of practice, being in Cambodia for some time, is that I was still heavily attracted and attached to my former lifestyle and my habits. I needed Wi-Fi all the time, which was hard to get in the middle of a jungle and a mountain. I needed new clothes, new shoes, until I found out it is extremely difficult to travel from place to place with a backpack full of heavy robes. It hurts my back, and it was no purpose of these ideas and concepts that I had in my mind thinking they're going to help me out with my practice. It weighed me down. But as soon as I start to leave them, my meditation got better. When you go on Tudong practice, which is the art, or which is the wandering monk status, like they would do in Thailand, we would all start out with a bunch of everything: solar panel, battery chargers. Some of us have little cooking tools, a little propane. We'd all have these bags full of stuff. By the time you start your walking, and by the time you're done, your bag is pretty much empty. You dump everything out. You just don't need it anymore. It serves no purpose. It's heavy, and you're saying, why did I bring this in the first place? Because we sit there and entertain the thoughts of our mind. We're watching the wrong channel inside of our mind. And we believed it. And it laughed at us. All this stuff we had to dump out and throw in. Every time we go to a new temple, we just We washed our clothes inside the river. Took our robes. We didn't have any soap. You just let it soak in the river. Why would I need to pack my bag full of 3 packs of top ramen? Why would I need to do that? So scared. I have a lot of fear inside of our mind to let go of these things. So they actually controlled us. But it was a good training because now we're able to see how the mind can play games on you, using your fears to have you crave after more and more and more. I forgot how many. 10:30? Okay, good. Did you want me to question and answer also before 10:30? Just checking, sorry. I just really hope that we are going to be an element in developing mindfulness, disattachment, love, and kindness in this city. Seattle is beautiful. And I'm telling you that from the outside because I haven't lived here in so many years. We can't allow nonsense that is happening in this city to be overshadowed by the love that's in this room. This is a powerful room. Don't think it is not. We are a room full of people that understand the true nature of reality. That everything is empty of something. It's empty. Skin, all these things, these components don't mean anything. It's our deeds, our actions, and our thoughts that mean everything. Not a skin color, not a hair texture. That's nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Bless this world, bless this city with the true knowledge of love and compassion that we've learned. They're dying for it outside. Literally dying for it. They think that nobody loves them. No, you do have love. And I'm going to show it to you today. If I can't say it to you, at least radiate that love to you by standing next to you. Remember, some people are visual learners. Some of us are learned by speech. Some of us are very visual learners. And they just see you and they know you are a source of refuge. Where does our refuge come from? It comes from the Buddha. It comes from having compassion in our heart. It comes from sharing merit. It comes from the space that we are tired of hiding this love and compassion that we have to make those who are uncomfortable with it happy. You're going to get this love. Whether you like it or not, you're going to get warmth. If you're cold, get ready to be warmed up. There's no choice. This is how we preserve the city. This is how we preserve ourselves. This is how we show people the way forward. And with that being said, it is about 2 minutes to 10. We'll say 30 minutes for question and answer. And if there's something that I said that goes against the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, the Arahant, or the Bodhisattva path, forget everything I said, dump it. Go back to the text, go back to the masters, go back to the meditation masters, and stick firmly to them. So with that being said, Namo, Bangshu, Tekkamo, Amita Pho, Amita Pho, Amita Pho. I guess we'll start with some question and answers. Oh, I like coffee. I really enjoy drinking coffee. It's such a nice thing. Thank you so much for the coffee, brother. Thank you. Thank you. anybody has any questions about anything, feel free to ask. There's a brother in the back.
If we recognize a sense of urgency and we want to not procrastinate, how do we do that with a way of compassion, that we don't beat ourselves up, that we procrastinate or we're lost? We come back to the urgency of deeds.
Practice. Step at a time. Because we are ambitious by nature. We're always kind of trying to project what we want for the future, but we forget the step to step to step. So it takes small steps. So, for example, I used to have these big, grandiose ideas inside of my mind what I wanted to do for the day, but I didn't make my bed. And I know it sounds silly, we've heard it before, but I promise you, waking up in the morning and making your bed and cleaning your room before you go outside anywhere else in your house is a really big step. I promise you that. It's something small, but it chips away at the procrastination that we have. Make your bed. Wash the dishes. Clean your environment so therefore you can clean the environment outside. Those are small tasks, the things that you keep telling yourself I'll do later. But they're small. The small things. Oh, I'll fluff the pillows later. Why don't you just do it now? Don't let those whispers be the ones that breed and harbor doubt inside your heart that the message is working. Procrastination is a form of lethargy. And it harbors and breeds that slothly-like behavior. So whenever you hear something in your mind that tells you do it later, that's the voice you don't listen to. That's the one telling you to be less than how great you are. You are great, so be great. And laugh. When you hear those voices, cackle at it, like literally laugh at it. You have to belittle those voices that try to tell you to be less than great. Was there someone else that had there? And you guys online, huh, guys? Miss Alexis?
Yes. Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for the talk, and thank you, Sandra, for the opportunity to participate remotely. I have a question about renunciation.
Yeah.
I think, when I'm a relatively new practitioner, but I think I always thought of renunciation as like a great declaration, like I am renouncing this thing or this thing. And what I'm hearing from you is that it's also a practice, which makes sense because everything in this practice is also a practice. But I'm wondering if you could speak to sort of like, is there also grandiose, like I don't say grandiose, but are there big things that you renounce as like a dedication versus like, is it just an ongoing like renouncing many different things in order to sort of get to the wisdom of that distraction, for lack of a better word?
Depending on what it is you're actually trying to seek, the renunciate path. For me, I had to renounce that I'm going to stop talking bad about myself to myself because I found out that it was harming me. I found out that speaking to myself in a negative manner wasn't motivating me. It wasn't motivating me to do better. So it really does depend a lot on your purpose of the renunciation. Although it does talk about inside the scripture renunciating, talk about material, physical things, but the deeper inside of that is the baggage that we have in our mind about ourselves and our actions and speeches of mind, which is what our karma is made up of. So try to use that as a tool to foster better care for yourself is make a commitment to speak good about yourself, your environment, and if you don't like your environment, change it. So that's what I kind of use in my path about renunciation. Stop seeking refuge in places that don't want my presence. Go ahead, brother.
You addressed some of this in your last answer.
Turn, they can't hear you if you don't speak in the mic.
Sorry, does the mic upside down? You addressed some of this in your last answer, but how would you suggest we balance motivation and wanting to attain material things that may help us while not being caught up in the negative parts of our ego or having these material things weigh us down or bring us misery by wanting to achieve so much?
I'm going to repeat that back to make sure I understood properly. So that
Yeah.
means you're asking about having things, material possessions, but at the same time not being so connected to them where they destroy the purpose of having them. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, or like looking towards the future, wanting to achieve things in the future without being burdened by wanting to achieve those things. So balancing motivation.
Balancing motivation and just a desire to have things, you mean like that?
Yeah.
Well, once again, it's not really about, from what I understand, I could be wrong, it's not really about not wanting to have things, per se. You can have things. You're always going to get things. It's just life. And there's been cases inside the suttas where the arahats, they had mansions. It's literally written inside the sutras where some of the arahats, they had big mansions. They were gifted to them. But if that is your sole purpose in the morning, is to wake up to have things, then that's a problem. My sole purpose is to step on people, to abuse beings and sentient beings so I could have something. That might be a problem. But if you're setting yourself up in a proper manner, so you can step by step work your way into achieving things along the way, that's not a problem. It's just things that come along with the path. And also you have to realize where are you really trying to go with your practice. So if you're a forest monk and your ambition is to have a big mansion over there in Mercer Island, that might be the wrong intention. But I'm not a monk, per se, I'm not a monk. I live a normal lay person's life, and I like to have a house, and you probably have to set yourself up in the way. But that doesn't mean you're absent of mindfulness. That doesn't mean that you're heedless. You know what I mean? You can use that as a tool also. You can use that as a tool to gain mindfulness or gain awareness as well. Just because you're not sitting cross-legged or walking back and forth in meditation doesn't mean that you cannot use mindfulness as a way to see the clear path. There's things that you do every single day on a repetitious manner that you can use as a point of meditation or mindfulness. So having things isn't the problem, is when they get taken away that you're ready to give it all in, throw in the towel just because something that you can get again is gone. That's the problem. You can always the world is always going to continue being the world. But remember, as soon as you get it, you're going to be tired of it anyway. Once you get it, you're going to be, that's the human nature. Whatever you get, you're going to be tired of it and want something new. But if you're willing to rob, kill, steal, just be a rotten person for that thing, maybe that's the wrong intention to. If it's changing your nature, yeah, that might be the wrong intention, but I think you got this. You're all right. Good question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The answer to the last question helped, but I think sometimes for me, renunciation feels like a game of whack-a-mole, where I will renounce something that I know is really unwholesome, like video games or too much Instagram or something like that.
Yeah.
And I notice like immediately my meditation gets deeper, my concentration builds.
Yeah.
Now I feel a lot of piti and sukha when I meditate, and this is feeling very calm.
Mm-hmm.
But then I feel like somewhat attached to that that positive state. And then when that's not on tap, then I think, well, what's the difference? Maybe I'll just check Instagram or something because this is not working anyhow. So I'm not sure if you have any reaction to that, but it seems like this iterative process, like I have to renounce over and over.
Yes, that is true. It's like a battle sometimes inside your mind. And remember, the places where you are, you might renunciate something here in Seattle, but you try to renunciate or get rid of or stop being attached to that in another place, it doesn't work. So it does take it takes a bigger use of wisdom to understand what to get rid of and what to keep. For example, when I was living in Thailand, I have to carry the bowl with me everywhere I go as a traveling monk. But now that I live in Vietnam, it is rarely used. But I remember I used to carry that thing with me all over the place. Now that I live in Vietnam, it is very rarely used except for ceremonial purposes. And I kept telling myself, clinging to this idea, I need to carry this, I have to do this, I don't. And it was causing a lot of conflict because, one, it was made from clay, it could break. Two, it was no purpose for me to be even carrying it. It wasn't for, it wasn't. So I do kind of understand what you mean by these attachments that we have to these concepts, these ideas, whether it be Instagram, whether it be... I think a lot of the problem that we have is the development of wisdom. We have a lot of concentration. We have a lot of meditation, but we haven't built a strong base of wisdom on how to apply the practice in different circumstances that kind of destroy our meditation in itself. Finding out how to apply the Dharma when it's needed to be applied and put it on hold when it needs to be hold or needs to be, postponed without changing, our ideas about the Dharma. Did you have a question, bro?
Thank you. I wanted to ask about your thoughts on balance. You were talking about responsibility to others, to our environment around us. How do you think about balancing that responsibility with responsibility to ourselves, to our practice? I'll go through the day and then feel like I missed opportunities to be mindful, missed opportunities to treat others, a certain way, and then that causes self-judgment, right? And so how do you think about balancing that responsibility we have to ourselves to treat ourselves well, and not create that self-judgment with our responsibility to also, spreading that positivity.
Well, you definitely have to be kind to yourself. If you can't be kind to yourself, it's going to be so difficult to be kind to your neighbor. You have to be loving and compassionate to yourself in your effort. You're trying, you're doing the best that you can. Sit and reflect and meditate that I'm doing the best that I can. Not in a sad way. Be happy that you even have that you haven't even have the mind space to know that you're doing the best that you can. And be happy there. Stay there. Don't say it in a sad way. You don't need that. Remember, we said in the beginning, there's many places that we could be, and we're not. Think about the things that you have done in the past that have created that positive ripple that other people have felt, even in your own self. Love yourself, love your neighbor, and spread it out to all beings. And continue. And build upon that. Don't be so anxious. Don't be so anxious. Just be here in the present moment and breathe. You always have a chance to practice. As long as there's breath in your body and you have a solid, sound mind, you have time to practice. Maybe it won't be formal, sitting in the full lotus, half lotus, or whatever it is, but as long as you're able-bodied to walk and breathe and use your senses, you're able to practice. What do you think walking meditation is for? So your walking meditation, while you're doing it, if you do a lot of it, just you walking to the store, walking to your car, walking out to the mailbox is going to put you in a state of meditative awareness because you're walking all the time. Walking, meditating all the time. So as soon as you start walking, it just kicks in. If you're sitting meditation, whether it be in a chair or whether on the ground, as soon as you sit down, you're already getting there. You're already doing it. Because it's so repetitious, you do it so much, you don't feel it like you used to, but it's already working. So smile. Smile inside, make your heart happy, and don't listen. There's 1,000,000,000 things you could think of. Pick the best thought. Don't pick a thought that's going to tell you to do something otherwise. You got it. You can look where you're at right now. Look how many people here are all doing the same thing. We're all here doing the same thing. Breaking free from the shackles of suffering. You're doing it already. You're here right now. Is there somebody else? Sister in here? Your name is Katya?
Katya.
Oh, that's a cool name.
Thank you so much for your talk.
Yeah.
You may have talked about this last night. I wanted to hear more about discernment and be a specific example in your practice between good and better and how that part is difficult, or bad and worse. Thank you.
Choices that we have to make in our lives, daily lives. Sometimes they're not just a choice between good or bad. Sometimes they're between doing something good and which is better. So what that means is when you're doing something good, it feels good, you're having good results, you're meeting the people that are attached to what that goodness is. So when something better comes, you'd be like, whoa, 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 this must be a trick. I'm already doing good. I don't need better than this. What else could be better? Which is basically fear that if you let go of something good, the whole roof is going to collapse in on us. Or why do I need to do better when I'm already doing good? And it could be something that is going to help you move towards liberation of mind, liberation of heart. So that is the tricky part about that path is they both look good, but you have to use wisdom and discernment to find out this, what has been brought to my attention, is actually better than what I'm on now. And what I'm actually on in the long term is going to lead me to making a bad decision. Because now I'm attached to it. Now I'm craving for it. Now without it, I don't know who I am. Bad and worse is when you're already doing something bad, or when you're already doing something worse. You're trying to find your way out. And sometimes it doesn't mean you have to choose something good. It's not available. When you're in a state of when you're doing no good, you're going to have to choose something that's bad because it's better than worse. Some people just give up. They just throw in the whole towel. Sometimes you have to choose something that is bad to get better, to do better. And it's very apparent. And that's a really hard choice. You're going to break somebody's heart. Choices are in itself suffering. Someone is not going to be happy. Choices are suffering in itself. So that's what I mean by choosing between what's good and better and bad and worse.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on how the practice can inform our ability to be more aware of and respond well to sort of bad things that are happening maybe in the world around us, things that are causing more suffering from ignorance and greed and that sort of thing. I had an example recently. I'm a pretty conflict avoidant person, and something was said that wasn't terrible amongst a group of friends, but was, not the best. And I realized it later. It was brought up in a separate situation, but I kind of just let it go, and didn't really think about it. And so I wonder how this sort of practice might, just inform that ability to be more aware, think about those things, and respond well in a way that's skillful and doesn't just create conflict and suffering, but is actually productive.
Yesterday, I'm not sure if I said yesterday, but we talked about our surroundings are very important, and they affect our speech, our mind, and our thoughts. And if they're affecting those three, then if they're affecting your speech, your thoughts, and your actions, then it's also going to impede on your habits as well. The Dhammapada says that it is better for a wise person to be by himself than to be on a path with a fool, or literally said idiots. And if you're aware that there are people, places, situations that are not calling you to be the best person, then you're going to have to silently move away from that path. And you have to know what you're doing. What are you doing? Where are you going? If you know where you're going, then you know that you're going to have to get there by yourself. You're going to have to do everything by yourself. And if you're around people that don't have the same mindset or attitude as you, they're constantly, and they're going to continue to say things that are going to make you feel uncomfortable. Because you're in tune. You're in tune to what's going on. You're in tune with yourself. You're in tune with the Dharma, which is in itself a blessing. They're not going to stop. You have to stop. If people aren't mindful of the path that you're on, you have to remind them the path that you want. You're going to have to remind them. It doesn't have to be confrontational, but your presence is a blessing, and their presence is a lesson. There's two different things there. So when you walk the path, you have to walk the path of knowing that you are a blessing, and the blessing is knowing that your Buddha nature is inside. We all experience it, My family is not Buddhist. I am. But because we follow this path, they're able to see, they can feel they can feel the radiant light that you have. But it still doesn't stop them from being who they are. So I hope that you will continue to seek the path of enlightenment, the ending of suffering, and you will be so strong that when you step foot forward with those who cause you a little misfortune, they will see how lovely of a person you are, and they will change. It will. It'll take some time, but it can happen. I've seen it. You got it, man. You're doing it. You got it. Yeah. Does anybody else have any questions? Would like to say something? We have about 5 minutes left. How are your kneecaps feeling? You guys okay over there? I'm feeling a little bit of that throbbing in my knee right now. I wanted to ask about some of you. Did you guys come here by chance of seeing something online? I know we have one person that might have saw online on my post, right? Or did you guys get the invite through? I'm kind of curious. Did some of you guys, how did you guys even?
Sim's website was over Sim's
having
a retreat this week, and that's how I learned all retreats.
Oh, that's nice. That's great. Anybody, most everybody got a newsletter? How did you hear about the?
Just looking for meditation practices.
Oh, that's cool. When you found this place?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's nice. Nice, man. Thank you for joining me. Our sister here, you saw my website?
I saw your website, which made me look into Sim's meditation, and you were doing a retreat, which
Nice.
I want to volunteer and be part of the group.
That's
And
cool.
you're Seattle native. I'm
Ooh.
Seattle native. You were in Dana and Gowat. I'm
Yeah.
Cambodian.
Yeah. Woohoo!
Yeah.
That's so nice. That's cool. Also, everybody, you guys came by newsletter? Or?
Searching for meditation in the Seattle area.
Oh, wow. Well, it is getting bigger in Seattle. Meditation is starting to be a thing. I did not know that. I really didn't. I was under the impression that maybe there's just like a handful, but from what I understand, there's a few temples in Washington State as well. I don't really know that many monks or nuns. And I know a couple in California. Now I met a monk or two here in Seattle, Clear Mountain. But that's all I pretty much know. So I'm still very new to the Dharma scene here at Washington, and I think it's such a great place to be able to practice and be. We have really good, clean air. Saigon is a little difficult. It's very, living in Saigon, there's a million bikes and cars and things, and air quality sometimes. So we only have 2 minutes left. I think at 10:30 we're going to go for lunch. So I'll let them. Today, is that what it was?
Yeah, 10:30 for a walking meditation. So
cool. Great.
Before we do that, before you give instructions, I don't know if Tori just joined us, if you have any.
No, wait till lunch.
Okay. So we'll take our instructions from you.
Sure. I guess we're going to move to the
North Hall.
No,
The North Hall.
we're going to move to the North Hall and do some walking meditation. I know my knees could use that. So, yeah, I guess go ahead and stretch out and we'll go over there. Yeah.
You can actually walk anywhere. You can walk
Yeah,
anywhere.
and in addition to the North Hall, you can use the hallways, the parking lot, etc., etc. And just before it's over, I'll come around, ringing out, bell gently, and we'll reconvene here at 11 a.m. Okay. See you later.
Yes.
Would I need to shut this off or it does by itself? Does it do by itself? Oh, okay. All right. That'll make this all.
I know if I can make myself co-host so that I can share those pictures.
How you feeling? You all
Good.
right today?
Yes.
Did
I
you
was
eat your
just
breakfast
teaching
and
this
everything?
morning.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I know it's going to be a little late, but
You're all right. It's good
fun
to see
day.
you.
It's good to see you too.
Yeah. Did you get your coffee this morning?
I did.
Okay,
Did
that's
you get
good.
your?
Man, I am sitting there sipping coffee. I don't know where he got that from. That tastes great. It's a good flavor.
That's good. So he picked you up at like 7:30.
Oh yeah. I've been up since about 2:30 in the morning. You know, still dealing with jet lag and being in Vietnam time. I am actually staying. I'm going to be staying in Seattle until the 7th. 7th, I'll go to Florida, Atlanta. Then I'm trying to make my way up to Baltimore to give a talk. Which I'm trying to meet her. She was in, where was she at? They were trying to link me up with her. I don't have her direct contact, but that's who I was supposed to be trying to go meet with. Panawati, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you know what she was in New Jersey?
No, she's in North Carolina.
Oh, she's in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lady that I was working with. Her name was Beth, online Dharma classes. And she was, I think, she might have been the one that mentioned Venerable Panua. I would love to sit with her.
Venerable, and Venerable Panadeepa, he's deceased now, but the two of them, they created a hermitage and then a center there in North Carolina. And then eventually, I think she sold that place and ended up having a smaller hermitage for monastics. I think she has mostly monastics now. Yeah.
I'm trying to go big. I want to buy a Akia house, which is the Japanese houses, and turn it into a temple.
So you could, well, you'd have to do it on email though, not so much.
Problem.
So I'll send an email to you and her.
Sure.
And that'll connect you.
Yeah, I would love to speak to her. I saw her a couple times online. She was really, she's a good speaker.
Yeah, very dynamic.
Yeah, she's a really good speaker, and I've heard some good things about her.
Yeah.
And I would love to just be able to be around other monastics that are from the melanated diaspora. There's a beautiful feeling knowing that someone that looks like me, breathes like I do, and sees the world in a similar way that makes you feel, confident about spreading the message. And
And there's a Venerable Satima. Venerable Satima is newer. She ordained through Monteji's